Why are you unhappy? Okay, COVID's been a huge, obnoxious thing looming over all of us for the past couple of years, but you know what? A lot of people weren't happy before COVID. So this is probably whatever you're upset about, it's probably a lot bigger than COVID. It's probably been going on in your life a lot longer. But you played a role. Wherever you're at in life, whether you're happy or not, you played a role in getting to where you're at. You need to own that. You need to be really honest. You know why a lot of people aren't happy? You know why more people aren't happy? Because people don't like to do this work. And I'll be honest, I love doing this work, but it's hard. It's brutal. And when things get tough, I put this work aside because I don't want to do it. But you've got to be able to take an honest look at yourself and be realistic about your responsibility in where you're at. The second thing you need to know, happiness is largely a choice. Now, obviously, there are people out there who have very severe clinical depression. That's not the people I'm referring to. But most of us, we tend to, look, you have a negative bias. That's just life. So we tend to focus on the negative things. We tend not to focus on what we're grateful for. We tend not to focus on the things that we have to be happy about. But you know what? Your attitude, it's the result of your perception of your experiences. So a lot of my friends say, oh, there's no such thing as my truth. There's only the truth. Well, yes, there certainly is the truth. But of course there's going to be different experiences, and of course there's going to be different perceptions. For example, you and I could go to the movies together, and we could sit right next to each other. Hell, we could even share a thing of popcorn. And you could walk out of there, tears streaming down your face, going, oh my gosh, that was the best movie I have ever seen in my life. And I'd be right next to you going, were we at the same movie? Because that sucked. That's the same experience. But because of who we are and because of our perceptions that we brought into that movie, we had a very different experience at the movie. So you need to understand, you need to start looking at how you perceive things. Are you looking at things as a victim? I did that for a long time. It sucks. It's no way to live. And it's a hard habit to break, but you can do it. But you've got to be aware of that. You have got to really look at yourself. Excuse me. And you know what? There's really few situations that are truly hopeless. Find some positives. Look, if you're really down, I've been there. I was there for a long ass time, and it is not fun. But if you're really down and you're like, screw you, I don't have anything to be positive about. Yes, you do. You have a roof over your head. You obviously have electricity. You have internet. You probably got running water. A roof, electricity, and water puts you ahead of millions of people on this planet. And that's something we all take for granted, and you shouldn't. When I was in high school, I used to babysit for a friend of my mom's, and she had adopted 2 little boys, and the younger boy was from India, and he was 5. I think he was 5 when y'all got to know this was a long damn time ago, so I'm just pulling this up as best I can. I think he was 5. He was real little, cute as heck. Oh my gosh, he was the cutest baby. I know 5-year-old ain't a baby, but I'm old enough I can call him that. But the orphanage he had been in didn't have running water and didn't have electricity. So this little boy, I can't believe he didn't give any of us seizures. He was so enthralled with the lights, and he would go and flip that damn light switch up and down, 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 and would just laugh his ass off. And I would gently redirect him from the light switch, and he'd always run into the toilet and start flushing the toilet over and over. But you know what? When I think about that little boy, and I think about the look of absolute wonder and delight on his face over electricity and running water, that's pretty damn remarkable. It was a super good lesson as a teenager. Okay, I didn't really learn it when I was young, but it was a good lesson about being grateful for what we have. That's stuff that we take so for granted. You know, in Alaska, we have a lot of our communities, the majority of our small communities are not on a road system. They don't have any running water. They have no infrastructure. What the hell do you think happens to you if your house catches on fire? and there's no running water in your community. There's no fire department. There's no I forgot the word, fire hydrants to hook up to. What do? Well, you hope to hell you get out, because if you don't, all your neighbors can do is watch in horror. So you should be grateful for these things. Do you have a bed to sleep on? Be grateful. There's so many things. You got a fridge full of food? Be grateful. You got a pantry with food in it? Be grateful. You got a car? Maybe it's not the best car. Maybe you don't like it very much, but you know what? You got a car. We need to live. We take so much for granted, and we shouldn't. And really, truly, in my experience, if you want to be happy, start focusing on the things that you have in your life that are good. That doesn't mean you don't want to improve. That doesn't mean that you don't want to change your circumstance. It just means you appreciate where you are, and you love yourself, and you accept yourself where you are, how you are, and you embrace the idea of change. But it's not because you feel like you're missing out. Because you got a lot to be grateful for. You really do. Another thing you need to remember when you're dealing with a difficult, unchangeable situation, words matter. Those of us of a certain age will remember the old Andre Agassi commercials. Attitude is everything. It is. It really is. How you talk to yourself, it's going to make you or break you. If you say crap like, oh, I can't. Well, then no, you can't. You already told yourself that. Oh, it's hopeless. Really? Really? Is it truly? If you have any faith at all, shouldn't be hopeless. Oh, it's impossible. Oh, it's not. The word itself, I'm possible, right? You need to tell yourself, you know what? This is going to be hard, but it's doable. This is challenging, but I'm smart and I'm resilient and I'm going to figure this shit out. You need to tell yourself, I got this. Look, if you're not going to cheerlead for you, why would you expect anybody else to? You need to find positive influences. Now, I used to be a very negative person, and I always smile when I say that because it's just so funny and alien to me now. Not that I don't still have my moods. I have a really dark side, but I'm really kind of also a Pollyanna, and I've chosen to be happy. I've chosen to look on the bright side. I've chosen to distance myself. I used to have a lot of people in my life who were very negative. Well, of course I did. That's not a slam on them. It's a reflection of who I was. But when I decided it was time to get my shit together and start doing something for myself, I realized a lot of the people that I was spending time with, they were bringing me down. They really were. If your friends are too negative, go online for support. Find mentors from afar. Now, I'm lucky. One of my mentors, I happen to know, he's a really wonderful man, Doug Fitzgerald. He's great. He's got a book called One Shot, One Life. I love it. But most of my mentors, they have no clue who I am. They don't need to. Chalene Johnson was a big mentor to me for years. Brendon Burchard is a great mentor. Oh my gosh, I just went blank on her name, and I really like her. Jen Sincero. Jen Sincero is an excellent mentor. You need to immerse yourself in positive messaging, especially if you're really down in the dumps, especially if you're feeling overwhelmed and that things are never going to change. You need to go and find positive messaging. I personally recommend the Bible, but that may not be your thing. There's lots of books out there. You don't even need to spend money. Go to your library and check something out. There's tons of really uplifting, good podcasts out there. YouTube is an invaluable source for excellent help. And you guys, there's so much free information available out there. Find something that you want to work on and go find yourself a mentor from afar and get busy, because you ain't getting any younger. Another thing you need to understand if you're dealing with a difficult, unchangeable situation, affirmations work. Yes, they're cheesy, but yes, they're also effective. Find a mantra or a quote that you like and post it somewhere where you're going to see it often. When I first started doing this, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so silly. I felt so dumb. I really did. I felt like, oh, this is so silly. But the way my desk was at work, I had a little shelf where nobody, unless you were standing in my workspace, which you didn't need to be, you couldn't see this. But I had a little note hanging up there, and it said, I'm going to screw this up, but something along the lines of, you never know how strong you are until strong is your only choice. And for years, when I would start to get really overwhelmed, and my attitude would go, and my pain levels were high. Because when my pain levels are high, I get anxious. I get really stressed. It's anyway, anyway, that note, that little piece of paper taped up on my desk, as silly as it sounds, that anchored me on many a difficult afternoon. Another really good one that I like, and this is one that I don't have it posted anywhere, but when your inner critic starts and that negative dialogue starts in your head, I stole this one from Chalene Johnson. I just tell myself out loud if I'm alone, that's not true. Because that most of the crap that you say to yourself isn't true. So why do we let these patterns go on? Another really good thing you can do is set words or phrases that you aspire to. For me, it's be healthy. I want to lower my stress because my illnesses are stress driven. I want to be more focused. I want to be more present. Your phone's with you probably most of the time, if not all the time. It's like, oh, what's on there? What did I just show the world? But put alarms in your phone so that, like, at 9 o'clock or whatever time you choose, 9 o'clock in the morning, my alarm goes off. Oh, that's right. I want to be focused today. At noon, an alarm goes off. Hey, don't forget, you need to lower your stress. Whatever the words are that mean something to you. But the reason why you set the alarm in your phone is it triggers you in the middle of your day. You're like, oh, that's right. I was going to focus on that today. It's going to really help you stay on track better. And then my bonus tip, get off your ass and exercise. It helps you be present and focused. It's incredible self-care. It reduces your stress. It boosts your confidence. It helps you with creativity. It helps you learn how to set and achieve goals. That stuff's important. It's especially important if you're struggling. And another thing you need to remember, even when things are dark and you're like, crap, I just don't see a way out. Just hang in there, focus on the positive, because people give me crap for saying this all the time, but tomorrow really is another day. Just like Scarlett said, tomorrow is another day. And you know what? If tomorrow's not better, then maybe the next day will be. But if you are unhappy with your situation and you don't see a way out of it right now, then what are you going to do? What the hell are you going to do? You're going to just sit there and feel sorry for yourself and play the victim? Why? That's not going to serve you well, I guess it'll serve some purpose. It'll allow you to play the victim, and then you don't have to accept responsibility for where you're at, and you don't have to take that brutal look at yourself. But it's not going to make you any happier. However, if you accept your situation, like, okay, I'm in a kind of rough patch of my life right now, but I have all these positive things that I can be grateful for. I can learn how to talk more kindly to myself. A good litmus test is, if it's not something that you would say to your best friend, don't say it to yourself. So when you catch yourself, remember that. You need to find positive influences. You guys, it is so important. I actually got into the bad habit for a while there. Oh, it was horrible. I was listening to politics first thing every morning. Well, what kind of mood do you think I was in all day? Not a good one. I was pissy from the get-go. But I found a Christian YouTube channel that I really, really, really like. And I listen to that first every morning. I'll listen to 10, 15 minutes of that. And then I go and find out what's going on in the world. And that puts me in so much a better mood for the day. I need that positivity. Affirmations work. Like Stuart Smalley said, right? What was it? Oh, shoot. I know this. I'm good enough. I'm smart enough. And gosh darn it, people like me. You'll either get that reference or you won't. If you get it, you're probably giggling because that was, but you know what? It worked. They've been around for a long time because they're effective. And exercise. I really, honestly, I think everybody should exercise. I think that most of us don't realize what a blessing it is to be able to get up and exercise. I had a hard time this morning. Since I had COVID, I've always had some nausea because of the fibromyalgia, Hashimoto's, and all the other endocrine crap I've got going on. But since I had COVID, my nausea is so freaking out of control. And this morning, this was like the first time this has happened, and it kind of freaked me out. But I do a little bit of very moderate cardio before I belly dance in the morning. And this morning, it's only a 20-minute thing. And this morning, I had to stop. I wasn't quite halfway through. I had to stop. And like, woo, I got to catch my stomach. I got to catch my stomach. And it took about 5 or 10 minutes for my stomach to settle down enough for me to finish. Now, the argument could probably be made that I shouldn't have finished, but you know what? The nausea wasn't going to, it didn't change anything, you know? I would not have continued if I wasn't able to keep my stomach under control, but it sucked. And it would be really easy for me to get caught up in the, oh, I hurt, and oh, I don't, I'm nauseous, and I got a headache, and God, my poor legs and my shoulder, and I don't really want to do this. I'll be honest, I have a lot of that conversation with myself in the morning. But like today, I said, there is no way in hell I'm going to start my week by skipping my exercise because of my health issues. Because I know, yes, again, there could probably be a lot of arguments made for why I should have skipped it. But emotionally, there was no way in hell I was going to start my week by quitting. Because I know what kind of mood that would have put me in. Anyway, I could ramble about this crap all night, but it's not crap, it's important. And really, for most of us, it's a choice. Quit feeling sorry for yourself. If you have to feel sorry for yourself, you're just really like, Courtney, you don't understand, and my life sucks. Well, you know what? When I get to that point, I do. I'm only human. I mean, for goodness sakes, I had health problems up to my freaking eyeballs. But when I get like that and I can't shake it, like, okay, I got 24 hours for a pity party, and I wallow in it for 24 hours. And oh, poor pitiful man, my life is so bad. And the next day, like, okay, you had your day. Suck it the hell up and move on. Anyway, I appreciate y'all's time very much. I hope you know, I don't see y'all's comments very often. Once in a while, a Twitter comment will pop up on here, but yeah, I don't see most of the comments because people will be like, well, did you see my comment? No. If I didn't respond to you, if you left me a comment and I didn't say anything, I didn't see it. So anyway, that is all I have. I hope y'all have a great evening. I will be